Hey guys, it's M16 here. I got some more, or one more, FV215b 183 game for you. And this one is going to show some of the downsides of driving this tank, and especially of using HESH when you're driving this tank, instead of the massive 1500 damage rolls I got last game on the E75, and then one-shotting the Doom Turtle with a couple ticks of fire. This one shows you how using HESH isn't always the right thing to do, and how when you do use HESH, it's not always going to work the way it should, because HESH is, after all, just HE, and so it's wildly inconsistent. It's like why the derp guns down at tier 5 will do anywhere between 100 and 400 damage. This gun does anywhere between 300 and like 1300 usually. And I don't know, I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat real quick, and it seems like the HESH doesn't have the normal bell curve for damage rolls. I feel like you roll above 1400 maybe one time out of 8 instead of like 4 or 5 times out of 10. But I don't know. Here's the downside of it. Side of an E5's turret, partly gray, hit it, 300 some damage. Side of an E5's turret. Yeah. Normally it would pen, got a low pen roll, and I did about a quarter of the damage I could have done. And then upside, lower plate of an E50M, got a pretty average damage roll, 1334. So yeah, it's really hit or miss. And then another downside, super heavily armored tanks, E100, no chance to penetrate, might as well switch to AP. Then I hit him, got a good damage roll there, but still you can't use HESH all the time like you could if you were on PC. And yeah, if you use HESH all the time, you're gonna bleed credits. Like, you're just gonna have a massive credit hemorrhage, and it's not gonna be fun. Like, I used most of my credits to buy the tank and the equipment for it. I think I've got about 150,000 credits left, so I'm gonna have to probably end up doing an E25 video after the buff for you guys, because I'm gonna need to play some premium tanks to get some credits back. This is like the only tier 10 that you just absolutely cannot make credits in usually. And yeah, they're on the move. 9 times out of 10 that shot would have missed, but I didn't really care. And I had a decent game, about 4,000 damage, first class mastery. And yeah, so this replay shows the upsides and downsides of playing the FV. Upsides, you can get the massive damage rolls like you can on the lower plate of the E50M. Downsides, the HESH is still wildly inconsistent, like shooting at the side of the E5's turret. And another downside, it has horrible penetration, the worst penetration at tier 10 besides HESH from the FV215s, which is a medium, so it would have no trouble getting around the sides of tanks. Unlike the FV183 will, the FV has to use AP when shooting at tanks like the Jaegeru or the E100 or the Mouse. I don't think the HESH on the 183 has any chance at all of penetrating the Mouse. And you have to use AP when shooting at E3s and E4s if you can't get a shot at their cupola. But you have to use AP. You have to have plenty of AP. I keep 4 AP, 7 HESH, and then 1 non-premium HESH round. the non-premium rounds in case I find like a leopard or the rear of an American tank, which hasn't happened yet. But it's very, very, very team dependent. There are games where you push with your team and you can pop out, do the 1300 damage or 400 damage because it didn't penetrate or hit a track or something, or miss completely, and then pull back and you're fine. And you can have games where you pull out, hit your good damage roll, and then pull back, and then you just get bum rushed by the enemy team and your team doesn't do jack to help you. So it's very team dependent. It's about as team dependent as the E25 is, or was. I don't know how good it is after the buff. I'll have to find that out soon, and I'll probably make a video about that for you guys. Anyways, this is M16's World of Tanks Blitz Replays. Always keep an eye on your minimap, and remember, don't shoot HESH at the front of E100s. It will not penetrate. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day.